Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of the 10-minute modeling challenge. Today we're going to do a lot of extruding and scaling as usual, and it's episode 32. I'm still on my holiday weeks here. I've got, this is my second week, is it? And I've got 2 more to go. At some point, we're going to be traveling to Gotland. That will be fun. And if you don't know what that is, it's an island just off Sweden, and well, it's still in Sweden. It just happens to be off the coast and not too far away from where I live. So we're going to head over there and enjoy the summer a little bit longer before we go into the normal routine again. Anyway, I'm really excited. I just downloaded Unity 2020, and there's one tick box there that sent me over the moon. And for any Blender fan, you should love that one too. And it's this one. Have you ever imported stuff into Unity and that stupid X rotation is always wrong? It's either 90 or minus 90, I can't remember, but no matter how we tried, it was always a pain. For normal objects, it wasn't so bad because you can import them and just take that little experimental transform thing and it went away. But for rigged characters, that wasn't possible. So there was a lot of hoops to run through. And now you can model a character in Blender on the XYZ axis that Blender uses. And then you tick this little checkbox in Unity and it magically fixes that rotation. So no more transform rotations in Unity. I'm so excited about this. It's ridiculous. I don't know if does Unreal Engine do that as well? I hope so. I'm going to be playing around with Unreal Engine 2. And let's not have a war about which engine is better. I think they're both great, and I'm going to enjoy learning and using both of them. I just have to get to the point where I can start learning some C++. That would be fun. Did you look at my Learn Unity tutorial by any chance? At the end of that video, I have like a little platformer thing that I released last year. It's a little clip of a robot-looking guy that jumps around on platforms and shoots some miniguns and weird weapons. I have to beep that out because apparently that's on the blacklist of words. I can't say that. So I've got this little robot-looking character that jumps around on platforms and discharges his item in his hand. No demonetization here. So, and the items you can point in different directions, like up and down, left and right. And then you can send projectiles. Is that banned? That word should be all right, I think. Or maybe not projectiles. Can send a little compact items of lead towards other things. So that's what I'm making. Anyway, to the point, I'm going to make a character like that, similar to that guy. So it's going to be, I'm not going to rig him now. I'll probably do that in the bonus material. I'm just going to focus on modeling the character itself in 10 minutes. So have I drank too many coffees today? Not sure. Let's see what happens. This one's cold. Yeah, I think I've drank too much coffee today. I'm going to set my timer. Here we go. Okay, ready? Steady. Go! Let's go. Tab into edit mode. A to scale. No, A to select everything. S to scale. Let's make a torso here first. We'll just bring maybe Control R to loop cut that one. Oh, we have to do auto mirror. So auto mirror, there we go. And then maybe E. Push mirror, move it. E to extrude. And Alt select that one, scale. That's going to be it for our torso to begin with. Scale down. Okay, Shift D to duplicate that one. Let's make a leg here. So I'll just do Shift. Oh, did I duplicate it? Yeah, Shift D, scale down. Scale Z0, make it flat. Move it in. E to extrude, S to scale. E to extrude, S to scale. Just do some E to extrude, S to scale. It's going to be a separate limb here. So Shift D, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale. Chunky legs here. It's a clunky robot here. So like that. S to scale that one. And I always make these way too big like this. Scale Y, bring it down. And then here, bring this one GG and GG. Slide that one into there maybe. Okay, now we have to make some feet. We have to make them a bit. So Shift D. I'm actually going to do F3 and circle here to make them square. So strange. That works. E to extrude. Side view. That's okay. That was pretty good actually. E to extrude. Let's make that really low poly, chunky, clunky legs here. I always say chunky way too much probably. Let's have some stylized here as well. So G to move that one up. And maybe we'll do I to inset and Alt S to scale those out a bit. Here we'll do some feature as well, maybe to break up the, and E to extrude that one out, maybe like that. That's okay. And then we'll do the here. Maybe I'll E to extrude that one as well. S to scale it. S to scale that one down. Here we'll do the torso now. No, that is the torso, so this is going to be the lower part. Oh, well, that's the pelvis. This is the torso. Scale Y. And front view, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale. Make it triangular here, like a superhero type of guy. And again, scale Y-axis, but these I have to scale maybe like that. Y. Okay. Here I'll do it a little bit more angular here as well for a heroic look. So maybe I'll do Control R. No, what should we do here? I'll select. Let's do one more loop cut there. Scale that one down. Here, E to extrude, S to scale. And maybe bring this one down. Just refine the body a little bit here. Bring this one into, and get this down so it looks a bit more aggressive again. And that one down. This one, okay, that should be okay. Maybe this one down a bit. And then here we'll do some arms, so Shift D to duplicate, scale X0 to flatten it, and then on side view, we're gonna do F3 and circle again to make it square. Strangest thing. Should have a square add-on. E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale, and then the lower arm here, scale, E to extrude, S to scale, and then E to extrude again, S to scale, and then E to extrude, S to scale, and then here we'll do like a fist, just Shift D, scale it down, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale, and E to extrude. So that's going to be just like a fist. Move that one to there, and this one into there. That should be okay. And for this arm as well, let's stylize this one as well, so it's not all so square. Move that one out maybe. This one back to there. And here we should do something for the back now, or like an indentation now for the head to reside in. Little robot looking. So I'll do, I'll say 531, I to inset and B for the boundary. And then I to inset again, and Alt S to scale that down. You can bring this down further and out. And then this one we can send in as well. So in this cavity here, we're going to have like a head. So maybe I'll do Alt select this one, move it in. And we'll make a head here as well. Shift D, scale X, or scale Z0 to make it flat. Let's see, top view. That should be all right. Move it down to there and into here. Now we're going to make E to extrude. Some robotic looking head here. So I'll bring this one out. I'll do like a Viking helmet. No, not a Viking, a knight's helmet or something. Control R. If I know how they look like, I've got no idea. But I thought that could be a bit fitting maybe. I'll bring this one up actually while I work on it. So this is going to look apparently nothing like a knight at all. So Control R, loop cut. Make space for an I here maybe. I to inset, B for boundary. Scale Z. And then let's select all of this. So Alt select that one. Ring select that one, move it up. Scale Z. R to rotate. GG to move that one out. E to extrude it in. And black maybe. Okay, this is looking weirder by the second, but it's okay. And how am I doing? 343. Okay. Apologies, guys. This is not going to plan. Okay, that's okay. Front view. G, move it down into the... Ooh, slide it down into this slot here. Maybe forward a bit. Okay, this one back. Okay, I'm going to have to live with this one. Now let's make him a backpack of some sort as well. So he can fly like a rocket backpack. So Shift D to duplicate that one. Slide it in, scale it down. E to extrude. Maybe to there. E to extrude that one. Bring it up. Rotate. Make some E to extrude here. Scale it down. I to inset. Move it down. And maybe I can do like something, bring that one down and then select these. I to inset and Alt S to scale that out a bit. So maybe that could be a rocket pack. So how am I doing? 240. Now we should have, we'll colorize it first of all. So we'll make him nearly white, should we? White, yeah. Maybe this thing, we could do a thing around his neck here, maybe to emphasize this. First of all, I think we'll bring it, Alt select that one for the loop, bring it down to there. I to inset. Pardon me. Okay. I to inset, but B for boundary to connect the center. Alt S to scale that one. And then Control plus, and then we'll make that red, pop it a bit. And in here, I guess we could just make it black. And the lower part of the torso here may be black as well. Is that looking all right? Back here, fiddling now. So let's select that, go black there. And maybe these part, maybe that one could be dark gray. That one we can probably bring out a bit. G. Bring that down. Here, black. This whole leg, the inner leg there, could be black. Did I do that one black? Nope. I wanted to make it black. There, maybe the hands and feet and head, I'll do like this metal type of color, 104, bring that one in. Maybe I'll do like a thing here for the arms to theoretically like height inset. No, not clear. I'll just do here. I wanted to add a little bit of detail here. I to inset, E to extrude, Control plus, let's just make that black as well. And then for the rocket pack here, we'll do I to inset, E to extrude, Control plus, I'll make that whole bottom part black again. And then maybe here, black. Let's make a stripe here. Alt select that one, make it red. Go with that one. And torso we could do red as well. Got 20 seconds. Color match that one a bit. To there. Here. Scale, Control R. Loop select that. Maybe go like a black there. Scale Z. No. That's it. Phew. Okay. So we've got some sort of a robot-looking guy here with some backpack on and stuff. I've got no idea what this will be like, but let's see, what did I end up making? This will be interesting to see how he animates now. So my idea for the head was to make it a little bit like a knight, but it's always tricky with faces, especially I deliberately didn't put a mouth on because I think those are really difficult. So I just wanted the dark eyes to look a little bit like that. And then this cavity will shield the head a little bit. I was thinking that that could be a thing. And then hand fists is just like this. Maybe we should we model him a weapon as a little bonus material maybe? In Blender, when I model, I usually have characters facing me. So if I press 1 on the keypad to go into the front view, I usually have the character facing my camera. That's how I've always modeled them. But then I'm not really sure in Blender which way to model characters. Because when I exported it into Unity then, with the FBX settings of Y negative being forward, then it didn't really work in Unity. It didn't really pick up on that axis the way it should. So what I've had to do now is I'm starting to twist my mind around, and I'm actually using Y forward to model my Blender characters now. Then it seems to be flawless when I import them into Unity. Let's rig them for Unity now, actually. And for that to work, it should really be facing in the other direction. And I guess I should learn how to model with this view being forward, so it works in Unity straight away. But what I'll do now is I'll just I'll select the character, scale Y -1, and that flips him. After that flip, I have to go here and make sure that I've got backface culling on, and that's okay. So that seemed to have worked with the flipping. Sometimes you'll have the normals facing the wrong way. But now let's make an armature for him. This is going to be the bonus material. We'll start with an armature. So I'll do Control 1 now to go to this view. And I've got the cursor down here in the center. I'll do Shift A and add an armature. And then we have to go into this little tab here. Not sure it's that little, but... And then we'll put in front. And now tab into edit mode for this. Shift space G, and let's move it up to there. And here, E to extrude, yeah. E to extrude. Here as well, you can, I've recently learned that you can press the middle mouse button to snap the movement to the axis. So that, actually I'll do that again. E to extrude, and then snap it if you're close to the Z axis there, and that'll snap it to it. I think I want to keep this upper part here separate, so I'll modify this mesh in this bonus material here. So what I'll do here is I'll do Alt select that one. Actually, we'll do L for selecting that one, H to hide it. And then here I'm going to click on that one, Control plus to there. And then I'll Shift select these as well. And that one, split. Okay, split I want to do, so Y. And then now I've actually split those off there. And then I can do this one, L to select that one, H to hide it. Because now I want to cap this one. So I'll do Shift select these. And then I'll press F to cap it, E to extrude it, S to scale it. This one broke a little bit, so we can move those in. Those one. Let's scale this edge down. Okay. The shadow is messing up a little bit. I'll actually disable shadow here because it looked like it was broken. So I just wanted to have this torso a bit so it looks all right when it joins with the upper part. Alt H to unhide, L to select that one, H to hide that one. And then we'll do the same thing for this part. I'll Alt Shift select that one, E to extrude it, S to scale it, F to cap that one, and then we'll do just black there. Or just white will do. I'd say it looks like it's transparent a little bit because I've got the bones there, but they're okay, I think. So that's it. Alt H to hide that one, because now I can actually have a separate bone here for the spine. So I'll slide that one down. This could become the spine bone instead, or the second spine bone. And here, E to extrude this one more time. Bring it to the side. Here, I think I'll detach this one, so I'll do Alt P and disconnect bone. See that it's still connected to the actual spine, so it'll follow the rotation, but at least I can independently set it now for the head. Alt Z to see through. Like that. Alt Z again. So here as well, for this side, I have to do the right side now. I'm used to doing the left one. Alt P, disconnect bone. So it's still linked to the spine there, but we'll do the shoulder bone there. E to extrude for the lower upper arm. E to extrude for the lower arm. And then E to extrude for the hand. And here's another thing. Actually, you can do L to select the link here as well. Move it back. And the arm should always have a little elbow bend there. Otherwise, the IK won't know how to twist, so it stays fixed. So have a little bend here in the bones. And let's do the legs as well. So Control 1 and E to extrude that one. We'll just go straight down. Alt P, disconnect bone. And this one actually lost, it doesn't have the parent, so I'll do Control P and then keep offset, so I get this little dotted line, so it follows the armature. Slide this one down, E to extrude for the lower leg, and E to extrude for the foot. And then we'll do side view, and then G to move it to the tip of the foot, and then move this one back. And again, same as the elbow, move the kneecap a little bit forward so it knows how to bend. And now time to rename, so I'll go into the new front view, which is the back view, okay. F2, we'll call this one root. F2, spine 1. F2, spine 2. F2, head. F2, shoulder.R for right. So it's my left, but it's the character's right arm. F2, upper arm.R. F2 on this one, lower arm.R. and F2 on this one, hand.r. And the .r is important because we're going to do symmetry on this one in a second, and then it knows automatically which ones are left and right. So F2 upper leg.r, F2 and do lower leg.r, and F2 foot.r. And let's do the IK bones as well. So I'll do side view here, E to extrude the kneecap one, and E to extrude on the heel. Select this one, Alt-P, and do clear parent, but leave it in position there. This one, Alt-P, clear parent, Alt-P, clear parent. This one, we press G and move it forward. This is going to be the pole bone, and the pole bone is where the IK, where the knee is pointing towards. So if you move it left and right here, it'll point the knee in that direction. We also have to make sure that we disable here on the bone. We should disable deform here for both of these new IK bones. And now we set up the IK as well itself. So I'll click on this leg, go to here. Can resize this a little bit. Press Ctrl Tab to go into pose mode. We get this little new bone constraint properties. Add constraint. When we have the lower leg here selected, we do add constraint, inverse kinematics. And then we do target is going to be our armature. And then this target bone is going to be the target. Oh, we have to rename this. So F2, this is going to be the IK target.L. And this is F2 on this one, IK pole.R. I did it wrong. .R. So it has to be the right one there. So now we can actually pick the target here that we created. So this is the target there. And then we'll do pole, same armature again, and this one we'll start typing pole because we want the IK pole. And then it flipped out big time. We have to set the chain length here to 2 for the leg. And then we have to change the pole angle here to 90 degrees to rotate the leg back into order. And now when I move this one, we'll have IK set up, but we have to fix the foot rotation. So to fix that one, I'll click on this bone, and then we'll actually click on the little bone tab here, and then do relations, and then disable inherit rotation. And now it's like this, but we also need to have it following the rotation of this new target bone. So we have to click on it again, go to this constraint, add constraint, and do copy rotation. Pick the target is going to be this target bone, and then we have to switch the space to local space. And then rotation is all right now, but I also have to do this. In order to mirror poses, you have to set the normal for all the axes. Actually, what I'll do, if I click on bone here, let's do axis. And if I do a flip pose later on with the axis, it won't necessarily work if I do a flipped pose. I have to go to the top view now, 7 on the keypad, and make sure I've got all the bones selected and see how the Z direction of the bone now is pointing backwards. I want to do Shift N and recalculate roll now to view axis. And you see that all the axes here changed. And the reason why I have to do that is otherwise when I do like a walk animation later on and you want to flip the pose, the axes have to be correct. So with that one done, now we'll notice if I do Control Tab into pose mode, you'll find now that when I rotate this bone, it rotates the wrong direction. So the roll angle is different. And there's a fix for that one. And when we select this bone again here, we go into the bone constraints, and then I invert the x-axis. And now when I rotate the foot, it'll be in the correct direction. And then rotate around the Z works as well. And now we're ready to do the symmetry here. So I'll do Control Tab to go back into edit mode. Press Tab to edit it. A to select all the bones. F3 and then do symmetrize. And that automatically flips now this whole armature. And you can see now that it's renamed this if I do it to .L for all of these. That's why it was important to have them named .R before. And now I can select the mesh here, shift select the armature and do Control P. And then I'm going to do with empty groups now, because if I do with automatic weights, it'll start deforming the arms and stuff like it was skin. And this is a robot type of character. So when I do Control P now, I'm just going to do with empty groups. And that creates empty vertex groups for all the bones that we've created. And I have to manually assign them now, but it's quite easy to do. So I'll click L on the torso there. Now I go to the little vertex group icon here. And I have to assign it now. So I'll have to find here. I'll go up to the root and then assign it. And now all these vertices are 100% mapped to the to the root bone here. And then same for this one, I'll do L, and then we assign this one to spine 1. And then here, upper body, assign that one to spine 2. L on the head, and assign that one. L on the, let's see, this is going to be, we're not mapping anything to the shoulder, that's just a helper bone. So the upper arm.R, that one is L, and then do lower arm.R, L, and do hand.R, L on this one for the length leg bones, and do upper leg.R, and L on the lower part here, and do lower leg.R, and L on the foot, and do foot.R. And then now we can tab back. We've still got mirror mode on, so this should work now. Okay, the backpack here we forgot, or I forgot. You probably thought of it, but I didn't. So I'll do tab, control tab, and go back into object mode, select tab again, L on the backpack here, and then we assign that one just to spine 2 for now, which is the upper part of the spine here. And now control tab, object mode, select the armature, control tab into post mode, and now when we do this, it should bring that backpack with him. So this is the good thing about doing the vertex groups instead of doing automatic weights. When I do animations now, you can see that all the leg parts are quite nice and rigid. They're not like squashing and deforming. It is like they were proper metal pieces. And obviously, stuff like this wouldn't work in reality because the metal is overlapping, but as a game character, I think this is perfectly fine. And for sake of old tradition, let's do a walk animation here as well. I'll go into the animation tab, drop down, make sure we've got the texture selected there. Yeah, it's all good. I'll do 3 to get the side view, and then let's just start keyframing here. See if I remember the correct ones. So I've got the root bone there selected. Side view. Let's do automatic keyframing. Yeah. G to move it down a bit. And this is going to be the contact pose. So we have to bring this leg up forward, the right leg. R to rotate the foot and have the contact pose with the heel there. This one will do G, move it back and have a slight thing. I've only got one foot bone here, no toes. So these are going to penetrate the ground a little bit, but that's okay, I think, as well. For a smaller character like this, you won't really see it. And if you wanted to, you could add a separate bone and split this foot so it actually rolls nicely with the ground. But for a platformer, I think that's pretty much a waste of time. You won't really see it to that detail, but you could. And for the next pose here, let's go forward to frame number 4, and then shift space G to get this little angular gizmo thing, or the arrow gizmo. Move it down, the next pose. So for this pose, let's rotate the foot down, G to move it back a bit, this one, R to rotate, and bring that one up. And then we're going to have the passing pose here. So I'll scroll from for frame 7. Start moving up a little bit. The torso, slide this one back and this one forward. So this is called the passing pose now because the legs are passing. And then scroll to frame number 10, which is going to be the last keyframe for this. And that's the high pose. I'll move it back to there. And this foot is going to go forward, the left foot, and prepare to land the foot there. So that's the main keyframes for the walk cycle that I usually create. Now we can actually flip this pose. I'll select the root bone and the 2 feet bone that we've been animating. And then if I go to side view again here, 3 on the keypad. Now I'll just double click A and then click A again. I'll make sure that all these keyframes in the dope sheet are selected. They're yellow. So I'll do Control C. And then on frame 13 here, I'll do Control Shift V. And that pastes a flipped pose now. So basically that completes the walk cycle. And then I actually have to bring this keyframe here. So I'll just select, double click A, B to box select, Control C, and then go to frame 25 and go Control V, because this is going to be the same frame as this one. And then we shorten this one down to frame 24 because we want to have it loop here. We don't want to play this keyframe twice. This is just to get, this last keyframe here is just to get to the animation properly from this keyframe. But here on 24, we'll snap it back to 1. And when we press play now, then we have the walk cycle for the legs. But then we have to do the arms. So we can do Control 1, go to the first keyframe, R to rotate this arm down. And here's, if I do Control C now and Control Shift V, This is why the flipped or the mirror pose was so important, because if you don't do the roll axis correctly, that arm might be straight up instead of straight down when you do the flip pose. So it's because you need the roll correctly to have the pose flip on the x-axis correctly. Okay, and we'll do side view here as well. So the right arm goes back when the right leg goes forward. And then I'll pick this arm, and inversely then this arm goes forward when the left leg goes back. And then I'll just shift select all of these bones, do Control C, and then on frame 13 here, which is the after the first loop point, we'll do Control Shift V. And you can see that they flip the arm now, so Control Shift V flips the arms. And then here, Control V again. And now we should have the arms walking a bit like that when he walks as well. I'll just give him a weapon as well while I'm at it. So let's go into side view here. Let's actually steal a face here. Control Tab. Here, let's give him a weapon real quick. Shift D to duplicate that one, G to move it. And go back to this UV editing tab. Let's make it gray. Scale, Z. And for this one, I'll do P and separate the selection here into a new object. And then for this will apply the mirror modifier, and I'll take away the armature modifier because we don't need to have the armature affect this weapon. So tab into edit mode. Can actually delete this center face or the center edge. So X and dissolve edges. X and dissolve, limited dissolve. So we get just that face. Scale X, make it narrower. We'll make it like a big sci-fi rifle type of thing here. So E to extrude. Go to side view. Scale Y. That should be all right. And then here I'll do E to extrude again, R to rotate. So I'll do S to scale and then Shift X to just scale it, not on the X-axis. G to move that down. We'll make some sort of a handle here. E to extrude. So here I'll select these two. I to inset. So, and then I'll delete those. Just delete faces. Select these two rings, right click and do bridge edge loops. G, this one we can move, let's see. Move back to there. So I'm just gonna try to make some weird sci-fi rifle thing here. E to extrude, G to move that on, S to scale it. E to extrude, S to scale, R to rotate to there. E to extrude, we'll make a big rifle here. Control R maybe to loop cut that one. Bring that down. I don't know why they always tend to be really big and chunky. I guess it looks cooler that way. So loop cut a few times. Select a few loops like that. Maybe do I to inset. Do them smaller. I to inset. Comma and do, no, period and do individual origins and S to scale those down. Here we'll do I to inset, move forward. I to inset again, E to extrude in, make it dark in there. Here we'll do some sort of a magazine, I to inset, E to extrude again, S to scale, E to extrude. Okay, that's one big magazine. Here, do some feature here as well. I'll just select those. Maybe even across here, could that look cool maybe? And then do I to inset. And then Alt E to extrude long face normals. S to scale it down a bit. To there. Here we'll do some thing as well. I to inset that one. E to extrude. Maybe move this one down. That should be alright. And now maybe we'll just colorize this weapon a little bit as well. Control R. scale that down. No, height inset, S to scale it down. Okay, I'm just fiddling now. Let's, so this is the handle, obviously, where he's holding it. Now I'll colorize it, so make it, I guess it could work actually with that color. I'll just colorize inside here. I'll alt select these and then select here manually, so I don't do that one. Shift select mark those, and maybe we'll, what color? Should it be red to go with him? Let's loop select that one as well, make it black. Rotate X a little bit, maybe there. Magazine, we'll make it black. And I think I'll do this black too. Control plus black. Okay, and to finish off, I'll just modify the walk animation here. So he'll carry this weapon. So I'll go to side view. Go into the animation tab actually, side view. Control tab into pose mode. And bring this arm to the first frame. Let's just bring this up to here. Or for this arm, we actually need to delete the other keyframes here now. So now when he walks like this, which is fine. Maybe we'll twist the torso a little bit. So twist that spine to there. Rotate on the Z. Rotate that one on the Z. Or rotate hand. Now I actually have to make, so I'll control tab into object mode again. Let's position this weapon now. Shift space G. Okay, so the center for this weapon is down here. I'm actually going to change the pivot point for this weapon to the handle where the hand is going to grip it. Maybe there. Shift right click on that one. That should be all right. And then I'll do right click and do set origin to 3D cursor for this weapon. And now I should be able to move it into place roughly for this hand. There. And move it into there. That should be all right. And now I'll go to this little thing here, to the constraints tab, and add constraint child of. And then I'll pick the armature here, and then the hand.rbone. And then we have to do set inverse to bring it back to the correct location. And now we can go back into control tab, and now when we move this, the weapon will follow, since it's a child of constraint there. And for this, I think I'll bring it so that the rifle is pointing up again, maybe like this. Maybe I should have really had inverse kinematics for the arms as well, but I think that one's a bit tricky. So I'll just do this manually for now. Maybe like that. I'll probably have to twist this further so we can get the left arm. Rotate. Rotate up. And then left arm, let's try to bring that one across. Maybe like that. Okay, we've got some keyframes still on this arm that I have to take away. So let's get rid of those. Upper arm, delete keyframes. That's it. And we can hide this armature now as well there. So, and okay, we need to probably animate the upper body a little bit better as well and have the arms fixed. But I'm planning to do some more tutorials on stuff like that and some weapon handling and things, reloading and stuff. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It was very long bonus content there. Apologies for that. I hope you're still awake. But give it a thumbs up if you liked the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on next Thursday's 10 minutes episode. It's going to be episode 33 then. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's make it happen. Have a great week and bye for now. Get the merch as well. Check the description.